bend or run from night's first breath till we see the sun. If you
got that fire, if you got that grit, sign your soul to the shadows, smoke a legit. This ain't no game, this power movement. Show respect, show skill, that's your improvement.
See the line, cross it, no looking back. We school the opposition, run a different track. Trading secrets, specialized, unseen hits. From high-rise towers down to concrete pits. Need sharp eyes, steady hands, minds that lead. Every mission done, every warning heed. Legend stands tall, watch us on the block. Midnight oil burns, with the clocks tick-tock.
We take the outcast, rogue and the betrayed, and shadow smokers that get repaid.
Move blood, step correct, are you ready for the test? Wanna vibe, hit the best, put that hustle in your chest. Smoke is cold, we don't break, bend or run from night's first breath till we see the sun.
If you got that fire, if you got that grit, sign your soul to the shadows, smokers legit. This ain't no game, this power movement. Show respect, show skill, that's your improvement.
Shadow smokers, that's the brand, understand. Young blood, stand up and be the hand.
The moon hangs high, the air is cold. The path ahead looks grim and old. We walk as one through shadow tills, where loyalty forever prevails. We are the swift, we are the strong. Beneath the night we move along, from fire bright to whispers deep. The shadow smokers never sleep. Hear the shadow smokers call. Stand with us and stand up tall. Beyond the fear, beyond the wall. See your fate within our thrall. We open gates to let you grow. New blood to make our fire glow. Forget the chains of yesterday. Your future starts here today. We ask for courage, sharp and keen. Not golden spoils, but dreams unseen. Like smoke we drift, like flames we strike. United hands will shake the night. We offer purpose, skill and creed. A path for those who dare to lead. The weak will crave the strength we share. The shadow smokers, seed we bear. Hear the shadow smokers call. Stand with us and stand up
Hey guys, Tony Soy Sass, and welcome to tonight's Smokers Panel Live. And we are gonna do a smoke today. So, first of all, Richard, I messaged you on the other people's like clip, and just so you know, that Sunday, March, I believe March 29th. Sunday, we're going up to 2 guys if you're interested. So I don't know if there's a better way for me to message you. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna contact you. Instagram or Facebook or whatnot. I had to find a way to contact you. Phone number, whatever. But I found a way to contact you. But we're gonna be there, so just so you know. Okay, today. What should we smoke? Of course, we are gonna try to smoke this 2026 Year of the Horse Punch Agro Extra Large or XL. Yep. So at first I thought it was gonna be Toro, but no, it's 6x60. 6x60 is the size. So yeah, we gotta put myself through this. Hopefully it's a good cigar, just like the regular Agro. It's got to be the white Nashua. I think that's the closest to me, Nashua. So yeah, Nashua. I will have to find a way to contact you and let you know when we're heading up and stuff like that. So March, okay. Yeah, I believe it's Nashua one. Yeah, right past like Liberty Tree Mall or something like that. That's where it is. So I'll let you know once I figure it out. But that day, okay. All right. I guess I'll show everybody this box first. Year of the Horse. You can see the horseshoe. Like these Chinese stuff from Punch, it's always been like different name, but it's Year of the. Ever since its first Agro, it's for Year of the series, and this is for Year of the Horse. So there we go. Ah. Pick up a box of new Macala wine torch out. Yeah. So I think that's the one that I know how to get to. So that's the one I'm gonna go. Inside, as usual, we'll get a cigar. Now, for those people who's wondering how big that really is. Here is one punch Agro. One punch Agro. Okay. Yeah. This thing cast a shadow on my head. Look at this. All right. Big difference. All right. I don't know why the band is the same as like Fu Manchu and stuff like that, but only way to tell is just smoke it, see what it is, and then go from there. Yeah. It's split broke roll. It's down the stair. Look, there. The parking lot shop. The parking lot shop is a separate store. Yeah, I haven't been there for so long. I don't know exactly. I remember parking on the side, walk around the stair, like this, like a ramp going in or something like that. I will double check that information and I will get back to you. But I just want to make sure that you get that information so that you know that we are going up there. So it's not like you're never gonna meet Tony. Tony is going up there with Rick, but we're going up there. All right. Take out one. Giant cigar. Giant. Very, very giant, because 6x60 seems to be the size of choice nowadays. I don't know why anybody want to make that kind of size, but that's the one it is. All right. That is a huge difference. Even the gauge, look at this. It's like a whole, like this eats this for breakfast. Okay. All right, let's see. Punch egg roll XL 6x60. There's a Giga on it. Can you guys see the difference? Look at that. The more I look at it, the more I'm scared. Whenever I smoke something this big, I get scared. But if it's a good cigar, then it's a bless, right? It's like a blessing. Because now you got more to smoke. But like, just look at the amount of tobacco in this thing. I don't know. All right. Anyways, we're gonna smoke this, and we're gonna go from there. We are gonna go from there. With a cut? Yes, you will. Yes, you will. All right. So while I'm letting this up, everybody who's smoking something nice, let me know what you're smoking. I think I already saw a few people. PDM is smoking 888. I think. Toby so Byron. Anybody else posted? Let's see. No, nobody else. Nobody else. But yeah, let me know what you're smoking today. Today's such a good day, but bad days. Like good days because the weather is better, bad days because everything's just wet. All right, it tastes very similar to this on a cold draw. All right, very, very similar. Yeah. Very similar. All right. So, it should be just as good, right? It should be just as good. Toast this up. It's spitting like fire like crazy because I tuned it out all the way. Once I finish using this fuel, then I will be able to kind of fine tune it a little bit. The first time I just like jam it in. I'm too lazy to kind of fuel it out too. I like the chop suey Lancero out of all of them. Bottle Rocket leaves me wanting to be more. I think Bottle Rocket is actually okay, but Lancero did not offer me enough interest over that cigar. I don't know. Like I don't smoke that. I think in total of all the Lancero I ever owned, I smoked maybe 5 or 6 of them, and I still have 10, 20 of them. Okay, all right. The taste is similar, but it's not the same. Surprisingly less pungent. Surprisingly less pungent. Very, Very light. It's poorly done, I guess, in a way said. See, I already lit up the whole thing. But you can see this line of where they cut for the foot. It's just like this is how much they cut versus this how much. Like it's not enough, I think. It's not enough. All right, here we go. What do we got? Val.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on?
I'll put you in. Here we go. All right. So I'm smoking the Punch Agro XL.
Oh, you are.
So far, it tastes similar to the original Agro, but lighter in flavor.
Really? I'm surprised.
Yeah, it's weird. Tastes watered down, but same stuff.
All right. All right.
And they made the shaggy foot shorter. So I don't know why they do that. Like if you gotta cut like a certain distance, wouldn't it be the same? But no. See?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it doesn't give that immediate satisfaction as the original egg roll. I remember every time I smoked this, first thing the pepper and the flavor comes up, it was very satisfying.
All
But
right.
this was less satisfying right now. Let's see. You are smoking a
I have a Tatawahe Limitada Corojo.
Corojo.
Very sweet.
Corojo is supposed to be sweet, so that's good.
Extremely sweet. That's what I'm just getting sweetness. I can't identify the type yet, but all right.
This thing, oof.
Man.
I'll take a photo of this. Okay. I don't know. Maybe you'll catch up. Maybe you'll catch up. Just a little, maybe it's a little bit slow. Maybe it's a little bit slow. Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed with this cigars overall put together. I think 6x60 is too big.
You know what? That's probably it. If it was a 6x54, maybe a 6x52, but a 6x60.
And they reused the band on this. It's not a newly designed band. This one looks like the band from Fu Manchu.
Okay. All right.
So that's kind of disappointing. Yeah, it's too big.
So it's a Toro size, yeah. It's a Gordo, 6x60.
It's a gigantic.
Yeah, okay. It's a Gordo to me. Gigantic.
Yeah. 6x60. Well,
So-
54 is already, 56 is already a quarter.
Okay. Well, I'm used to Gordo sizes being like the 6x60s. I guess anything from 56 to 60 is considered a Gordo.
Well, I'm only saying that because according to this label over here, it says gigantic.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Well, it says
yeah,
giga, so I think that's what it says. Yep. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Today, like I said, the weather was better, but the situation is worse. I don't know about Val. Today we reached about 50 degrees, and it was nice. Snow was melting. I was smoking outside using the snow as ashtray. Posted a photo earlier today.
So
And but then you can see everything is thawing down and nowhere to go. So like if say if you like a lot of grass and everything, but because everything's kind of blocked, the water's not going anywhere. So it starts to kind of flood up because the ground is still too solid for the water to go down.
and it's probably icing up now.
Yeah, it's probably got icing up, and then tomorrow is another day of one of those, and then I think it's gonna snow again.
Are you having any sun tomorrow?
Sun?
Yeah, is sun coming out tomorrow?
I hoping so,
I hope so too. 'Cause that'll help it melt a little bit.
but it's gonna snow.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, it's gonna snow. Monday it's gonna be 27, so freeze up again.
All right. So yesterday, I think my temperature got up to like 60, 64 maybe. And today was, I think my high was 35.
Okay, so we're hotter today than you guys.
Yeah.
And Tuesday's gonna rain. And think Thursday's gonna rain. Friday's gonna rain. So we're gonna flood again, all over again.
Okay. So I am, yeah. So today being the last day of February, I am thinking maybe this week, this whole coming week might be, I think, our last really wintry days. I don't think I have to worry about snow too much, but then the rain starts coming in March and April.
Yeah, we'll see. See if it gets better. Okay. How was that God of Fire? That particular God of Fire, the anniversario or anniversary, was okay. It wasn't like I treat that as a like you don't pay too much attention to a cigar. To be honest with you, like it's like I'm walking around doing things. I'll puff a few times as I walk and do other things when I walk. But then the flavor is nothing to be like wowed kind of cigar. Just one of their basics, in my opinion. Tony, I just heard of a tea, I believe, from Taiwan. Would you know of this tea that they say is great for pairing? Now, Taiwan has a lot of tea, so I need to know what tea it is. A lot of time I will drink black tea. It's not a great pairing per se, but like it's more like an indifferent. Like you have a drink. Like sometimes you have water. Water really have no flavor kind of thing. And tea is the same way. It doesn't have that much flavor, so it will quench your thirst per se if you have a cigar that is really drying you out, and then you can drink that. But tea really doesn't have that much flavor to overtake a cigar unless you're drinking something like Earl Grey, like a really earthy tea, something like that. All right. Yeah, this cigar is not satisfying at all. It's kind of sad.
And now I'm thinking that's because of the expectation, because it'll.
Yeah, you would think that something like this, if it's gonna be egg roll and the blend is the same as the egg roll, it should be as satisfying, but it's not. It's not. This one puts out more of a punch than this one, which is
Okay.
just like kind of watered down a lot of smoke type of stuff. So, and I even have a stem in there, come on.
Leave it in.
Like the stem should give him 25% more flavor. So it's like, all right, here we go. Take it out. All right, here we go. Like the hints of the flavor is the same. All right. It's like
Well, so do you think because it's a larger ring gauge, you were
I don't know.
expecting were you expecting more of a bolder?
I would think it's bolder, right? Because you put more stuff in there, but it seems like maybe the filler itself really doesn't have that much taste. So the ratio of filler compared to the wrapper and binder is kind of different now. It's lighter. Because now it takes more to burn through one ring, right? It takes more. So now you're burning less, per se. You're burning more of the filler.
Okay.
I mean, I could taste that flavor is the same, but not as strong. Flavor is the same, not as strong. Not as pungent, not as deep, not as developed. It's like this, okay? Val, let's say you had a cup of really nice old fashioned.
Yes.
You got it? You took a sip.
Mm.
It was a little bit burned, bites. You know, hey, just like saying hello. And then you took another sip. Now all the flavor comes, right? Oh, good. Very nice. That's this. And then you waited. Didn't have time to drink. Somebody keep talking to you. Beautiful lady keep come talking to you. 20 minutes later, your ice ball, has shrunk halfway.
Yeah, it's diluted the drink down. I see that.
Yeah, and then you take a sip. Still tastes the same, but lighter. A lot more lighter, right? Doesn't have the punch anymore, right? That's what it tastes like. It's like, you know, tastes like your ball has shrunk. Ice ball.
Yeah, it's melted down and diluted. The flavors have diffused.
Yeah. But then, don't get me wrong, it tastes the same. Like the flavor note is the same. It's just lighter.
Okay.
Yeah. It's very annoyingly unsatisfying.
Mm.
Right? Well, when I say annoying and unsatisfying, it's like,
Well, it's bothersome. It bothers you that it's not hitting what you're expecting it to hit.
right, you're glad that it's the same blend. It tastes the same. When I say taste the same, I just don't think that's a good term to use because it doesn't taste the same. It's the same notes, but not the same.
Similar, but not the same. It's a clone. It's cloned.
It's the weaker version in every way except the size.
Okay.
It's a weaker version in every way except the size. I'm going through it really quickly, by the way, guys. Like, I mean, if you're smoking this thing, don't go to the speed I'm going at right now.
Are you just trying to power through it just to get it done?
No. I'm trying to get the flavor. Get to the flavor.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, maybe
Like,
you're
you know,
rushing it. Maybe you're rushing it.
No, because it's not hot.
Okay.
It takes quite a bit of puff to get this thing burned one ring. Yeah. I'm trying to get it heat up so that it burns a little bit more flavor, but it's not. And don't worry, it's definitely not overheated. Look how nice this thing is. Look at the ash, all right? It's not crazy, all right? I'm not crazy about this.
My ass.
Okay. All right? I'm smoking it normally. I'm just faster than usual. No, not usual. Faster than average person. Faster than average person. But so annoying. So annoying.
So okay, would you have been happier if it was stronger, bolder?
Bolder. Bolder. I will be happier. Or even the same level of taste. If you give me the same level of taste as this one, but bigger, so that I have longer time to smoke that one, I'll be okay. And this is really the problem with blending a cigar to a different size, right? Because now you're tweaking the tobaccos, right? And the problem with tweaking tobacco is that your wrapper can only be so big. One wrap, that's it. Your binder is only so big. One wrap, or you have to do double binder. Now it's even more. And then the rest is just the ratio of fillers, right? So when it's this ratio, you get a more concentrated blend, right? And then once you make it into Toro, you just have to add a little bit and you'll be same ratio. It's not too bad, right? To make this longer or shorter, it's not gonna make the difference. It's the width, it's your ring gauge that's making the difference, right? So if they make this a double Corona, no problem, same blend, you cut it longer, okay? But when they make it to a 6x60, now they had to figure out a way to make this ring gauge that much more. So now they had to add this, add that, add this, add that, and now it tastes weird. Gonna remove some. It just got to a point where, okay, once you get to the same flavor, that's where you had to stop, because no matter what you add, now it's gotta be more with it, more flavor of this, less flavor of that, instead of this is the flavor, right? You get. If the ratio is 1A, 1B equals C, it can only be 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, 3A, 3B, right? But if you have that ratio to 1A, 1B to 1D as in wrapper. But even if you do 2A, 2B, it's still 1D. 3A, 3B is still 1D because it's one wrapper. It would just not taste right. Yeah, this is a lighter version of that. Surprisingly, you would think that bigger cigar is usually stronger or whatever.
I thought it would be. I thought
yeah.
it would be.
But nope. If you smoke the regular punch and you smoke this punch, you'll feel like a little bit off. You definitely feel a little bit off.
So did you smoke a regular punch today?
No, I did not. I did
Earlier
not.
today? Okay.
I did not. And a good thing I did not, because if I did, I'll probably be very, very disappointed.
Okay.
Right? Because if I smoke one, like I said, it's like first cup of your old fashioned is great, just expected, and then they give you another cup watered down. You'll be pissed off, right? Then not to mention they give you a bigger cup. You thought you got more. Like here, well, here is a double-sized old fashioned just for you, and then you drink this more than half water. You're like, huh? You'll be pissed off, and this is what I mean by annoying, because I bought a whole box of this expecting a XL level of enjoyment, but all I got was L. Yeah. It's a flop. Maybe it's just this one. Who knows? I mean, at this level, I don't think I'm gonna go buy a lot of them. This level, I won't. This level is disappointing. But if I had smoked through that and then I found that the rest of them was better.
Did you buy a 5-pack, a 6-pack, or did you buy the box?
I bought a box.
Okay.
it was a very satisfying size box.
Yeah, what is it, like 24, 25 in a
20,
box, something
20,
like
there's
that?
20.
Only
there's 20.
20? Oh, I
Yeah.
thought there were more. Okay.
Connecticut broadleaf, Ecuadorian binder, Colombian, Dominican, and Mexican American fillers. So you see, there's 4 things in there, and they had to balance that flavor within that big of session. Problematic. They should have just made this into a double Corona or small increase in size, not like 6x60. Yeah. So today I was looking at Instagram. Well, yeah, yesterday, actually last night, looking at Instagram. Somebody posted the pledge purple while they're smoking in the lounge. I was like, holy shit, it's out. I looked at it. It was posted obviously by Kazakurillo. I was like, damn it. Couldn't wait. When you have this high expectation cigar coming out, you're like, I need to order it. But when you can't, that's what bothers you. That's the more I puff on it, the more annoying I got. Now there is a little bit more flavor now that it's getting shorter. The burn is quicker. There's a little bit more flavor, but still not there. Like, it's like if I had to burn it to the same level now, like to this, now it's the same length, right? I power through it 20 minutes to get the same length. And just to this same length, then I finally get the same kind of flavor. That defeats the point because I could have just get one of these, right? I don't know if I talked about this last show. My wife, no, it couldn't be because my wife just told me that in the morning, a couple days ago. I think was it Friday morning or Saturday morning? Friday morning.
Today's Saturday. Yesterday?
It's this morning.
This morning?
Because I was driving out, I was talking to my wife about this. I think in the morning, my wife said this. Says Trump has declared war to Iran. Something like that. And I was like, lying down in the bed with my phone like this. Nah, it could not be happening. Nah. She's like, it's on the news. I was like, well, let me tell you this. This is the problem with the U.S. education system. She's like, what do you mean? I was like, if you had paid attention in school, you know that our president cannot declare war. She's like, what do you mean by that? I was like, when you got to do war, you need money. And who controls money? Not the president. So I was like, that's not possible. And he's like, but then, they were bombing Dubai or something like that. I was like, well, it sucks to be in Dubai right now. Because there's a difference between a war and an operation. Well, there are a lot of operations, but not war. So we didn't pay much attention after a drive out, go out, took my dog to get a shower and stuff like that, come back, and my wife started to read on it. So, yeah, you're right. It's just operation. So yeah, I know. It's like, but it sucks to be in Dubai right now to to like they're bombing the hotels and stuff like that. I was like, yeah. And she goes, here's a question of the day. If you happen to go on vacation in a war zone, where would you hide? Because when I say, where would you hide, is because you're already there. There's no place to run. So where would you hide?
I don't know if you can hide. You just got to try to find some place that you think is safe and just cross your fingers.
Right.
You can't.
Well, so where would you go that you know is safe?
Hmm. Yeah, where would you? I'm not familiar with the with that
Any country.
area. So, yeah, I'm not.
Like, just give me the categories of where would you go.
Well, depending on which way they're coming from. If they're coming from the east, I'm sure in the hell ain't going east. I'm going west. I'm going away from it. If that means
Well, you're not
going,
gonna be able to do that. Let's say, for example, even you're in state of Texas, like east or west, where are you going? You're still in Texas, 14 hour each way.
well, yeah, again, but I, I guess you'd have to think about what kind of assistance is there to get away. You know, I don't know. I mean, if I'm stuck out there, do we have political relations out there where we have an embassy? Because that's where I'd be heading to.
Okay, all right. So this is the scenario. Okay, you have been you go to a vacation in Dubai. You're in their top level 1 hotel. You know what the number 1 hotel that you can find that you can afford. You're in the hotel. All right, and then your phone rings. Give you a text message says all U.S. citizens should leave the country.
Mhm.
Right? So you call your plane and says, I need to get out. Plane says, so does everybody. We don't have any flight to get out right now. You can go on waiting list, so we'll let you know. Okay, so now you're stuck. You're in the hotel. What do you do?
I'm getting to the airport.
So you hide in the airport. That's what you're saying. Because once you get in the airport, you're not leaving.
No, once you get in the airport, but that's your way out.
So that is the way to get stuck because everyone's going that way.
Yeah, well, that may be, but you know, I guess there's only so far you can run on land.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then once you get to that point, where is that safe place in the land? Like if it was a mountainous region, I'd probably go into the mountain somewhere because I get some protection from the mountains. Something, maybe, I don't know.
There's no mountain in Dubai, so that's all.
Yeah, that would be out of it. So I would be afraid to stay at the hotel because I would think that would be a strategic spot to hit.
And they literally did hit a few hotels. So
Yeah, I would be afraid to stay there. I would just probably have to go someplace. If they're coming east, I'm going west. Okay. I don't know.
Well, El Presidente says U.S. Embassy. So if you know where U.S. Embassy is, you'll go there, sure. But at the same time, I think everybody will be too. Like you have to think of like where would no one want to go, but it's safe. Where no one want to go, but it's safe. Right? Because if you go to the airport, you're probably on the highway and not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. You see like all those thousands of people that try to get out of the airspace. And then eventually, once you get on the airspace, they're going to say, okay, there's no flight now because missiles have
Well, yeah, and that's true. And plus, that's also going to be a target. The airport's going to be a target as well. But I don't know, man. That's the tough call there. I guess the first answer is, you know, if your country has an embassy there, you want to get to that embassy because they're going to try to get you out, or they're going to put you. Hopefully, they have enough space in there. Hopefully, they'll put you in there for safeguarding.
Now, Val.
But that would also be a targeted area as well. So I don't know.
Here's the scenario though. Val, let's say if you're not involved in military, you have never served. Okay, you're just average civilian. But you know, nearby you, within the 30-minute radius, 40-minute radius, there is a military camp. Would you go to the military camp?
No, that sounds like that sounds like the answer to choose from, but that military spot's going to be a target as well.
It is, but the military will probably try to get you out. You have more chance to get out in the military base. as they probably have more options.
Oh yeah, because you know I don't know, but the expectation is you're in the military, you're gonna stay there, and if you got civilians, you got to try to get them out first because you're in the military, you're there to defend and protect.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess that would be a pretty safe option. Plus, you're in a military base, and they're gonna have some kind of protection there, air protection. They're definitely
Well,
gonna
if
have ground
missiles coming
protection.
down, no matter where you are, it's got to get hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Our president says, I will look for Rambo. Here's a question. If you're in a dire situation and you have you can choose one superhero to get you out of the problem, what superhero would you look for? Right? For example, our president here look for Rambo. Okay, Rambo comes to save you.
I'm taking Superman.
You're taking Superman?
Oh yeah, he can fly, he can run, he can swim, he can do it all. Pick
But what
me
if
up
the
and let's
situation
go.
was like, you know, kryptonite?
Well, I don't know if that cape has any protective duties or anything. Give me that uniform you had on, Superman.
Yeah, here's the thing, right? If you look into the history of how Superman protects Earthlings, it's never really like an individual thing. It's always like the overall thing. He's not gonna save that one person unless he's a kid or a woman.
Well, yeah, unless he's Lois Lane.
Yeah, if you're a baby or kid or a woman, you'll be safe. If you're a guy, sorry, I've tried. I'm holding this airplane, but sorry. So Superman wouldn't be a good choice.
I'm picking Superman. Yeah, I don't care if it's a good choice or not. He's flying me somewhere. I say, Clark, take me to the nearest cigar lounge.
He'll take you to the sun. Here you go, light one up. I roll with Thanos. Snap his finger, it's a wrap. Yeah, but you could be one of them that disappeared too. It's 50%. He doesn't even know who goes. He doesn't know who goes though. Space Ghost or Frankenstein Jr. I don't know what Frankenstein Jr. is. Is that one of the tiny Frankenstein?
Space Ghost.
What's Space Ghost? What is Space Ghost? I'm gonna look it up.
I'm not familiar with that guy.
Oh, wow, okay. I didn't know that thing's name is Space Ghost. What year is this? Space Ghost. 1966, first episode.
The cartoon character Space
Yes.
Ghost. Okay. I remember him.
1966.
I remember him. Yeah, okay. I remember him.
What's his superpower?
I think he could fly, and I think he has some invisibility stuff. I remember.
See.
That's why he's a ghost.
He had ability to become invisible
Mm-hmm.
via his belt, fly and survive in space. Okay. Mighty Mouse.
Here he comes to save the day. That was one of my favorite cartoons, Mighty Mouse. That was a bad rat.
Adam West before Batman.
Adam West.
Is it Adam West Batman?
Yeah, Adam West is Batman. On the TV series.
But why would you say Adam West before Batman?
I don't know, because you're talking about the West. I'm thinking Honey West.
Was that Batman before Adam West?
Yeah, there was in the movies. There was a Batman.
Oh,
like
okay. So Adam West was Space Ghost before he was a Batman. Okay.
and
Wow.
I'm thinking the movies.
I didn't know that. I see, like, no, like Space Ghost is beyond my time, way beyond
It's
my
the
time. I
it's
didn't
the
even know.
voice. It's the voice.
Oh, here's the voice.
Yeah. It's like
Batman.
it's like the Green Hornet, right? The Green Hornet.
Okay.
I think it was his grandfather or his great grandfather was the Lone Ranger.
I did not know. I didn't
Yeah.
like, I don't know much about that time. Omni-Man. Omni-Man.
I'm not familiar with Omni Man.
Omni-Man is, oh, it's a guy with a mustache. Is that like he looks like some weird looking best twisted villain. It was I don't know. I don't know much about this guy.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that guy either.
Yeah, I didn't know much about this guy. Cartoon Swim was something restored in 1990. Yeah, I remember seeing that guy's character, but I don't know much about this guy. Any recommendation on Connecticut cigars? Now, when you say Connecticut cigar, do you just want a Connecticut wrapper, Connecticut flavor, Connecticut like light, or like what do you mean? A little bit more detail.
Well, you can't go wrong with a Camacho Connecticut. I'm telling you, can't go wrong with a Camacho Connecticut.
Yeah. Box press. It's really good. So, like, when you say Connecticut, you just want a light shade? Oliva? Well, Oliva O, Oliva G, they're not really Connecticut. They are,
No, Oliva G is not. I think Oliva G is like a Cameroon, right?
yeah, it's a Cameroon. Just lighter. I like Casa Cuevas.
The Reserva Natural.
Reserva Natural, yeah. La Roa 120 is really good. Yes, La Roa 120 is really good.
All right.
Connecticut. La Ronja, really good. Connecticut. What other Connecticut would I be smoking? Light wrapper. Not Connecticut, but try Macanudo Cafe. It's a lighter cigar. Yeah, well, that Macanudo Cafe is super light. Salt and draw Rose of Sharon's like next to nothing flavor now. Well, they're not next to nothing flavor. Oliva has Galberto, I think that's what it's called.
The Gilberto series.
Yeah, that's light. That's nice. I like Romeo and Julieta Reserva Rio. One cigar that I have on my table. Pretty light. Most Arturo Fuentes are pretty light. Johnny Tobacco now is very light. But dude, Johnny Tobacco now Nicaraguan ones so much better. 10 years spatial one, so much better. Something similar to Johnny Tobacco now. Now you're looking at very mild. Davidoff, Millennium. I kind of that light. Has more flavor though. Connecticut is a hard one. You could find a good Connecticut. It's hard.
Yeah, I think what you may have to end up doing is the next time you go to a shop or a lounge, look and see what kind of Connecticut's they have, and just grab 2 or 3 of them. Then you can start smoking them, do some comparisons.
Out of my price range on that. How about Espinosa Crema?
Crema's very nice.
Right?
Very nice.
Espinosa
Yeah,
Crema is not very expensive. Like
Crema
only
is
$10.
it's a really good cigar.
It is
It's
not
light.
Connecticut though, but it's light.
It's a light cigar, yeah. Light, sweet. Mm.
Like when you say out of your price range, what is your price range, right? Can you afford a Damaso? A drone? Like $15? Or Undercrown Shade?
Yeah, the Undercrown Shade is good. That's the one with the white band, right?
Yeah, with the shade band on the bottom.
That's a nice cigar.
New World, Connecticut.
Yeah,
That one's pretty light.
that one's kind of like New World.
Highclere Castle.
It's very tasty, but that might be up there in price now.
Roughly 13, 14.
Mm.
10-ish. Nowadays hard because every cigar went up in price. Let me look at like 10-ish. What else is 10-ish? Like even champagne is more than 10.
Is it, you talking about the Perdomo champagne?
Yeah, more than 10 right now. At least in my area, it's more than 10.
Yeah, it's about 12 by me, I think.
But smoking the darker stuff and not swapping over to lighter smoke. See, that's the thing. Once you go to the darker stuff, you'll find the lighter stuff really isn't.
It doesn't grab you as much. You don't gravitate to it that much.
Yeah.
Once you start going to the Habanos and the Maduros, you know.
That one
And
tastes
it
like
would-
nothing. Yeah, but again, Johnny Tobacco not tastes like nothing. Johnny Tobacco tastes like nothing. I think even Ashton Cabinet and Ashton Classic, Ashton Cabinet are more than $10 nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah. Ashton has gone up.
Avo is more than 10 for sure. I mean, Davidoff signature is at 15, 16 now. CP price count? What's CP? Cigar page? I am not familiar with the page price. Because I don't shop there. I know that they have a lot of bundle, nice price, combo price, but I am not very familiar with how they structure their price.
But they got a good price range because they sell such large volumes, which makes them able to lower their prices down. But you're right. They do have a lot of bundled presentations.
Grand Habano, Connecticut, are sub 10, but they're not that good.
They're not that good, no.
La Roa de Cuba, sub 10. It's really hard to gauge between light and lighter and lightest. You know, they're all light. Those cigars are, you can smoke them, but they ain't gonna be satisfying. So you end up smoking 2 or 3 just to feel the satisfaction of 1. So in the end, you are spending the same amount of money to feel satisfied. Does that make sense? It's all about like how much cigar you need to smoke before you feel like, I'm good, right? There's cigars that you smoke one, you're like, man, that's so light. That means you light out another one. So when you light out another one, now you're in $20 range. Then you could have just smoked a $20 cigar. That's why like lighter cigar usually for me is a between cigar. Like I have a dark cigar and I have one between cigar to go, see if that will satisfy. If not, then I smoke a third one. I should retry my father, the first cigar ever, and took me out. Which my father though? Which my father? If you're my father, the judge, my father, La Bijou, those will take you out. Yeah, but it really depends how much strength that you can handle. It's okay. In the end, it's really not about the strength. It's really about how fast you smoke the cigar. You can have a very, very, very strong cigar and smoke it very, very slowly. You'll be able to smoke through it. Now, Baccarat is a flavor cigar. Sweet tip cigar. My father to Connecticut is not strong though. I don't know. I really like. But Baccarat is not, you're not tasting cigars per se. So it's really hard. Like, when you say something, if you're talking about Maduro or darker cigars, even from natural perspective, there's like a huge range of strength, right? When you talk about Connecticut, the whole point of smoking Connecticut is that there's nothing. Connecticut is really for you to train your way up to other cigars. It's really not meant to be satisfying. It's supposed to be something that trains you to be there. And so if you're smoking that, you're not getting what you want. And people do go back to smoke Connecticut's if the throat hurts, like, they got sick, or like I said, between cigars, just to fill in the cigar for the day, something like that. It's not really meant to be like, oh, that's very satisfying. So you end up smoking multiple cigars. When you smoke multiple cigars, you are at the same price. Right, so I will advise you to not go crazy. Romeo and Juliet at 1875 are pretty cheap and relatively okay in terms of flavor. How about that? And sub 10 in certain sizes. Sub 10 in certain sizes. Like, I wouldn't recommend Rose of Sharon to anybody because that one is just so light. I don't even know why I'm smoking when I'm smoking that. Okay. Some AJ Fernandez Connecticut probably hit the spot. But I'm not, like, I cannot think of top of my head which AJ. Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, I can't even think of any Connecticut's. I haven't really smoked Connecticut's really a long time.
Connecticut is hard. Like, even the cigar makers who try to make Connecticut cigars, they will have a hard time making a enjoyable, satisfying Connecticut and stay within that range of strength.
And I think that when I think of Connecticut, I always think about Camacho, because when I pick up a Connecticut, that's the one I'm going to pick up.
Yeah, I always have some Camacho box press in the house. That's something that, house blend, you can try that, house blend. I'll split and you can try. Like again, like I don't understand. I don't know your strength tolerance. You say you smoke darker stuff, now you gotta go with lighter stuff. But yet you say my father takes you out, then that's not a lot of strength. It's not a lot of strength. I'm like looking around to see what cigar I have that's sub $10. That is not. And even Johnny Tobacco now is not sub $10, is it?
I don't know.
I don't think it's sub $10.
I've had a couple of those cigars, and to me, they're just a good to try out. It's something that I would not probably buy a box of. Just doesn't grab me that way. Maybe a 5-pack that they have every once in a while, but
I got in the tray. Oh yeah, then yeah, just get the Johnny Tobacco Nut. If you Johnny Tobacco Nut is what you enjoy and you like it, then get Johnny Tobacco Nut.
Yeah.
Because I personally think Johnny Tobacco Nut has like almost no flavor. I find that in a lot of Connecticut. Karen Burger. All right, Karen Burger has been a big hot thing right now. A lot of people say Karen Burger makes good cigar. I didn't smoke a lot of Karen Burger to be able to say any different, but her cigar has been quite popular recently. It was over 2 years ago, first cigar ever. Yeah, then go with that. That's the thing. You can choose Honduras cigar, or you can choose Connecticut. I mean, Honduras I think is a little bit stronger, but Honduras overall has more that sweet, hay, woodsy flavor. So, see if that's what you like. If not, then you had to really to see. But then my father Connecticut are not strong. What is the strongest cigar you smoked so far that you got over? How about that? What is the strongest cigar you can tolerate? Right, we can judge from there, right? If you tell us what the strongest cigar that you can tolerate, and maybe tell us one that you barely did it, like you just when you finish you're like, oh, I'm dying. Jaguar was the strongest. Oh, Jaguar's not even that strong. Jaguar's the strongest. No, don't listen to Tiberius and pick up a PB99. You'll die. Let me just Google Connecticut cigar, see what I can find.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with too many Connecticut's.
That's the problem too. Like the Connecticut cigar, when they come in, they fade out, they die out. People don't smoke them, so that's a problem too.
I mean, if you're just talking about a lighter cigar, now we're talking about a different price point.
Right.
You know,
you gotta limit yourself to sub 10. That's hard.
Yeah,
right, especially right now.
To me, a nice light cigar is like the Macanudo Orange Band or the Macanudo White Band. Those are nice light smokes, but I don't know about the price point on them. The Connecticut I usually lean to if I'm going to pick one up is going to be a Camacho.
Monte Cristo Classic is not really Connecticut, but it's pretty light. Oliva O, Camacho, Connecticut. My father, Connecticut. We're talking about one that came out a couple years ago.
Yeah, see, but when you hear about my father, you never think about Connecticut.
Well, that's the one that came out a couple years ago. The CT.
Mm-hmm.
Brick House, Connecticut. Brick House, Connecticut. Are not too bad. Intern of Connecticut. Yeah, we talked about that. Romeo and Juliet had 1875. Connecticut is hard. I can't even recommend Hoyo de Monterrey Excalibur because that is more than $10 and it's a little bit stronger. AJ Fernandez and Latino.
The Latano. Yeah, that's a mild cigar.
Anything other than that, you're looking at bundles, which is not a bad choice. You can still smoke those. For your Tego, Metropolitan. That's a
The
light cigar.
Metropolitan, it's a light cigar. That's a nice cigar too. That's a pretty good cigar.
I think that's up $10.
If you want a good
Oliva,
tasting,
Reserve.
if you want a good tasting about $10 cigar, I think the most recent one is out that Cohiba Rubicon.
Yes. You don't
That is
mention
a-
it. I forgot that name already. Yes.
The
That's
Cohiba
up 10.
Rubicon. It's a very nice light cigar, very affordable, good, decent price point. $9-10, I think.
Yes.
Again, depending on the state that you guys live in, okay? Depending on the state.
Yeah. Give that a try.
Give
Rubicon.
that a try. I would, man, Rubik, yeah, it's a good cigar. And that, man, if they can come up with a cigar, for me, that was a very surprising cigar. Okay? And if they can make that cigar at that price range, man, they can be doing that for a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I think that one is probably, as recent cigar, the most surprising one for me.
Yeah, that's the most recent surprising one for me too.
Yeah, I think that's like what, $8 and change, $9 at best.
Yeah. Again, depends on your state, but let's say a $9 cigar, $10 tops.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good
That
cigar.
I will say is a box worthy cigar.
Yes.
So yeah, try that one. Try that one. Good question. It's hard. Connecticut is hard. El Satimo, I can't recommend any El Satimo to anybody. I just can't. El Satimo so far has not been impressive. And that's definitely over the price range. El Satimo Culinary Art Roija. That cigar is definitely over that price. Hold on. Yeah, that's a $14 thing. That's over that price. It's now sub 10. What size, Toro?
I think right now the price point has changed. Like the $10 cigar is almost becoming non-existent. So you really got to start talking about a $12 cigar.
I agree. 12 to 14 should be an average now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Toro is what I recommend. Toro.
Men
Men of War. I feel like Men of War is just a cigar that you collect. It's just because it looks good. But none of them has an amazing taste. Like I bought a bunch of them because they look nice, and that was it. Like I smoked a couple, and I never smoked them again. It's like I'm just gonna keep it for look. Men of War definitely don't have the flavor. It looks good though. The band looks nice. But I wouldn't recommend that to be a smoked cigar. I would rather smoke less high grade, costly cigar than cheaper, but more quality. Yes, and we talk about this, right? That's something that
Yeah.
Val will do. You rather smoke more high quality cigar than having to smoke multiple bundles. Because in the end, ultimately, you're probably doing the same thing. You're ultimately spending the same amount of money. Okay, ultimately you're spending because like if you're smoking a cheaper bundle that is like mixed filler, they burn faster, and you're smoking a shorter time. You gotta be less satisfied. You gotta smoke multiple of them. When you smoke multiple of them, you are actually spending the same amount of money.
And what's deceiving about it is that you're thinking you're getting a lot of cigars for the money that you're paying, and you are, but you're not getting the better quality of cigar, the better quality of the tobacco leaf. Okay.
Yeah.
And go ahead and spend, the $12 on a really good cigar. Then, yeah, you can find 2 cigars for $12 if you're lucky enough to find a $6 cigar.
You
But
only
go
have
ahead
so
and-
much time to relax, right? If you only have so much time to relax, why wouldn't you want to relax the best way possible?
Yeah.
Right? Why wouldn't you want to smoke a best cigar possible for that time period? Like, you all right. If you work in a job that pays you, let's say nowadays a minimum wage is about roughly $15. Right? We're not talking about like state mandated. That's not doable. Let's say a standard job you can get is $15, right? So that's 1 hour of your worth. Your 1 hour is worth minimum of $15. Why wouldn't you spend $15 on yourself for 1 hour? Right? Think about that. Why wouldn't you spend $15 if you know your worth is at least $15? Because that's what you exchange for. You went to a job, you got a job that pays you 15. So that means your 1 hour is worth minimum of 15. So to buy that time back, why wouldn't you spend $15 on yourself? Think about that. You would spend that 15, right? So if you think about that way, 15 isn't that bad. And Tiberia is perfectly right with that. Anytime you get a cigar online, you always look for discount codes and stuff like that. But I'm gonna be very honest with you. I'm so lazy. I never looked until somebody give it to me. Like, in fact, there was a few times like I bought a cigar and then Tiberia's like, "Did you use that code?" I didn't, because I didn't even know about it. I don't do the research.
Yeah. Because
If I
you
find it,
get,
like, oh, I'm gonna get it.
yeah, because you get to the checkout and then there's that box, discount code. What? There's a discount? How do I find that? Where do I get that? So.
Yeah, I'm too lazy to do that. But yeah, he's right. If you can find, all right, small amount don't really matter. I mean, what's 10% of a $10 cigar? It's $1, right? But if you buy a lot, it does make sense. A credit card with cash back is your best friend to buy cigar. Yes, and that will be true too. That will be true. Even though it's so little, I think that will be worth it. And they do add up. And here, I mean, let me tell you, for example, I just checked my credit card the other. I'm not credit card. I checked my hotel point the other day, and it turned out to be like 400,000 points of hotel points, and majority of that was from shopping. So, and I don't even check it. But if you travel, and that saves you a few bucks, you can use that to buy cigars. It's not bad. It's not bad because when I go to New York, the hotels are usually about $200-300 a night. If I pay one night less, that's a box of or 2 boxes of cigars. So you could save in other way, not directly, but indirectly you could. And that would be a good idea. Usually ask around. Anybody have a code for this that you're not using? That would be nice to do. Like I rarely even check. Like how many people actually check the emails that you get from like different cigar shops?
Yeah, I do.
I just look at the title, like what cigar they have coming out, and I really don't click into it.
Well, for me, sometimes when you get those email advertisements, it's so busy, I don't bother even looking at it.
Yeah,
There's
I don't know
just
how
too
other
much
people are.
information on there.
I don't know how other people are, but for me, I check my email about 3-4 times a day, and every time I check it, I have more than 100 waiting for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I average about 100, 125 emails a day.
Yeah, so I have roughly but between 400 to 500 emails a day. So like I don't have time. I just click, like just read them all, like I mark as
Yeah,
read.
read and delete, right? Read and delete.
Yeah, I was just like next until something catch me. If nothing catch me, I skip through it. Right? It had to. You gotta have like the first 2 sentences of that email had to catch me, or else I just keep going.
Or sometimes you get an advertisement that'll say, up to 70% off, up to 80% off. And you go to look to find that 70% off discount and see what cigar it is. And there's like 45 pages you got to look at.
And the problem with that is up to
only
75.
to find out it's on the third to the last page. And then when you get to it, it's sold out.
You kind of have to understand how much the cigar will actually discount. Like if I scroll through and then like all my emails, and if there says Davidoff 20% off, I'm looking at that one, right? Because usually Davidoff max is 20% off, right? Something like that. That I would look. But something like up to, if I see up to 75, I won't even bother because up to 75, that means I get a few bundles that you would discount that. Make some friend at a lounge. A lot of people do share their cigars. Yeah, make some friends. I think making friends is the best way. Exchange, trade is the best way. I think that's part of the hobby, is to trade cigars. Now, I'm not saying that you're always gonna find someone that share the same caliber of cigars. That is tradable. But sometimes you can trade up, right? For example, somebody is like, hey, I got these $20 cigars, and you have $10 cigars, I'll trade 2 for 1. Something like that. I don't know. I gotta be honest with you, a lot of people don't care. Like, if you're trading cigar with me, I wouldn't care what price cigar I have. I wouldn't care the price of cigar. It's just whatever I have or whatever you have. Everybody have different ones. But it's a lot harder because people like me seek out majority of the cigars out there, so it gets harder to trade. But some people wouldn't care. And there is expense associated with that, right? So not only that, you're putting the cigar, you're putting the shipping costs as well. So there's that additional cost. But it's part of the hobby. I think it's part of the hobby, and people do it. It's just harder. But yeah, sub $10, I would say smoke half as much and get 20s. And when you reach into that $18 to $22 range, you got a whole list of cigars at your disposal. Whole list.
Yeah, a bigger range.
I stopped going to lounges again. It gets boring sitting by yourself, and the MSRP aren't worth anymore. Okay, so Jonathan, if it's boring sitting by yourself, it's because you did it wrong. The whole point is to go to other people and meet them, chat with them. You can pick up a cigar, you see a bunch of people sitting over there. Hey, you guys mind if I sit over here, join you guys? That's all you need to do.
Yep.
Yeah, join our Christmas raffle. You can end up with more cigars. So yeah, it really when you go to a lounge, if you're just sitting there to smoke and doing nothing, you're doing it wrong. Okay. Now it might sound like Val just go to the lounge and just sits there by himself. He does not. He does not. He wanted to be there by himself. Why? Because there's nobody blocking his eyesight for all the beautiful chicks that are walking around. He's there because he wanted to see. He's not there because he doesn't want to talk. If you want to talk to anybody, he will stand up and go to one by one to say, "Hey, how you doing? My name is Val."
Yeah. And I have done that. I do that often.
Right? Yeah. First question asked is why you're smoking. Now, here's the thing. You are going to find a few guys that's had a bad day and say, none of your business.
And I have ran into that too.
But you can just turn around. So you are gonna run into some people like that. They had a bad day. But majority of people wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind. If I'm sitting over there, somebody want to join us, I'd join us. Join us. But you're gonna find few that says, who the hell are you?
And you'll have some people out there, like I have gone where I've sat by myself. And hey, are you by yourself? Yeah. Hey, come on, join us. Come sit by us. Don't be by yourself. That happens too. Not often, but it does happen.
When in doubt, do what Val does. So bring yourself a can.
Yeah, bring yourself a cane.
Dress like a woman and go to the lounge, you'll get free drinks and cigar. Hey.
Hey,
I
no,
have never cross-dressed.
Let's not do that. Homie, don't do that.
No, I have never done that, okay? In fact, I have never once cross-dressed and period. Because I never tried to cross-dress. But then I was gonna say I've never once cross-dressed and got a free drink because I never cross-dressed.
No.
But I have been offered free drinks. I have been offered free cigar too. Val, were you there? Yeah, I think you were there, right? We were offered that Davidoff at that shop.
I must have missed it.
It's either you or Albert was with me.
Must have been Albert. I don't
we entered
remember.
that really late, and then they offer a Davidoff for me. Tony's favorite movie is White Chicks. Is White Chick the one where like the one with the singing, the Making My Way Downtown, that one? Was that the one? Here's the thing. If it's my favorite movie, I have trouble remembering. I don't. But yeah, I mean, I don't think cross-dressing is gonna get much, but be yourself. Go to talk to people. It's gonna get you sometime more than what you bargain for. What is that guy's name? Terrence? Terry? I think his name's Terry. A black guy who's singing that song in the car. I think that's the movie you're talking about. But yeah, like American movie is not really my forte either. Sorry. But here's the thing. If you go hang out with El Presidente, you'll get free cigars. And if you hang out with El Presidente, you will always be noticed. Because El Presidente dressed to impress.
He's bold. He's comfortable though. He's bold. He's comfortable.
Oh yeah.
Though.
Oh yeah. El Presidente dressed to impress. If he's in a party and he's the number 2 dresser, there's no number 1. How about that? You will notice El Presidente walking down the hall in the middle of casino, even if you're 90% blind. Because I did. Standing in the middle of the entrance of a casino, and I saw him walking by. There was... right there. Zone in. At that moment, I felt like Val checking out a beautiful chick. I'm definitely a hoodie kind of guy too. Hoodie, sneaker, jeans. I'm that kind of guy too. Okay, I have a reason though.
What? I think, you know, that, to me, it just depends on how I feel that day. If I'm going to a lounge, sometimes I want to perk up a little bit, and other times I just want to be, you know, in my jeans and t-shirt or sweatshirt or whatever.
I like to wear hoodie and sweatshirts and stuff like that, t-shirts, only because it's easy to wash them. Because right after you go out and smoke for a day, that shirt smells like cigars.
Yeah.
If you have suits and stuff like that, now you have to wash them. Now that's annoying, right? If you have a jacket or whatever, that's really annoying to deal with. But you know, hoodie, toss in the washer, right to the dryer, and done. I had a guy painting one of my room. He saw my liquor collection. He asked me for a drink, and we had a glass of Eagle Rare. You see, that's a problem. Like if I was to go, hey, El Presidente, let me go help you with some, like, you know, handyman work. That work will never get done. That work would never get done. You know, we're over there and I go, you know what? Let's go drink that right there. And that's not gonna end. You'll never get done. You'll never get done. Oh, I'll present it. Hey, I see you have one of those cigars. Let's go. Yeah, it will never get done. I cannot do any work near cigars or alcohol. Because I'll be thinking about that all day. All day. Okay. So yeah. But hoodie, sweater, t-shirt, jeans, sneakers, or loafers. I like loafers because it's a lot easier to wipe off the smell of a loafer. I don't know if you guys noticed that. It's a lot harder to get off a sneaker, but it's a lot easier off a loafer. Hey, okay, have you guys ever tried this? Do you guys know that there's such thing called dude wipe? Dude wipe?
A what wipe?
Dude wipe.
No, I never heard of that.
All right, it's a hygienic wipe.
Okay. I kind of figured that's what it might be, but
okay, for a guy.
I'm not familiar.
Surprisingly, that dude wipe wipes off cigar smell. No kidding at all. Because I carry dew wipe, all right? It's just in case, right? And now when I say just in case, you never know when you need to wipe your ass. Okay. But I carry those in my accessory bag per se. I have like my, you know, my hand cream and stuff like that in there and dew wipes in there. So I went out and I realized I forgot to bring extra jeans that day. All right, I was gonna hang out for a few days. I forgot to bring my extra jeans that day. And I came back after smoking all day. I came back in and
you didn't wipe them down.
I wiped them down that day. Okay, so I put my jeans on the chair and that jeans just reeks of cigar leftover smell. Yeah. And we're in a single king bed room. So that started to reek up the entire room. Yeah. Like, my wife's complaining. She's like, that jeans, it's gonna smell all day. So I was like, you know what? I'll get something to wipe it down and see what happens. So I wipe it with water and soap. That didn't really help. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna use one of those wipes and see what happens. So I took out a dew wipe and just lay my pens out and just wipe them through. And that smell was gone. Now I usually tell people that use the mint, water, and alcohol solution. But that dew wipe has obviously some alcohol, some essential oil, whatever. And it was enough to wipe off some smell. So if you're in a emergency situation where you gotta go somewhere, you don't want to smell like that, you get the dew wipe and just wipe your pants, wipe your shirt a little bit. That smell goes away. That smell goes away.
And it
Now
doesn't
you gotta
stain?
smell like dew wipe.
It doesn't stain?
It doesn't stain. Now it did wipe some color off my jeans, just a little bit. But that really depends what color your jean is. If your jeans like really, really dark color, it's gonna lose color no matter what you wipe on. Right? But it did work. So I wear my jean the next day out and nobody complained about the smell. If it's good enough to clean your ass, it's good enough to work for smokers. Yeah. Yeah. Lapsang Souchong. Lapsang Souchong. It's definitely not Taiwanese tea. Lapsang Souchong. What is the Chinese name for this? Lapsang Souchong. It's Fujian, it's China, Chinese tea. I'm going to try to wipe my hands and see if you remove the cigar smell. It does. It does. So give that a try. I mean, they're super cheap. They're super cheap. You just wipe it down, wipe your pants a little bit, and the smell goes away. I did that. I tested out. It works. So give that a try. Now, I've tried other wipe before, but it doesn't work as well. I have those pet wipes, because I drive car with my dogs in there now. So there's always like a whole box of like wet napkins that you use to wipe your pets down, the paws and stuff. I use that to wipe my pants. The cigar smell then I go away. But do wipe it. So there you go. Give that a try. I'm pretty sure like alcohol napkins, like wet napkins, hand wipes will probably get rid of that smell on your hands too, but it'll dry out your hands. I never tried it. I could try it next time. But I know that dew wipe works, and I always have dew wipe around. So yeah. People don't understand the power of having like wipes around you. It's very useful. Just don't use those wipes to wipe your windshield. Doesn't work, guys. Trust me on that. I tried. It's horrible. So I have one time drove out, and then obviously the snow and stuff like that is all over the place. The windshield is like kind of dirty up and stuff like that. So while I was waiting for my wife, I pulled out one of the wipe for the dog, and I started to wipe down the window because I couldn't see through the window. At first, when you wipe it down, it's clean. It's wet. When it dries out, you
Foggy?
can't see shit. No, it just with wipe streaks everywhere.
Oh.
Can't see it. Can't see anything. Is it still cold for you guys? It's been warming up, but at night it's still cold. So it's warm up and free, and then the water will it's thawing out the snow, but at nighttime it freezes back up. Freeze back up. Okay. Okay. All right. So that's a trick that I found out. I was at the beach yesterday. You have to move to Florida. See, my wife was talking about that today again. She's like, when we're gonna move to Florida? I was like, here's the thing, right? Everywhere has pros and cons, and I do obviously I want to move to where weather is good majority of the time, so I can enjoy majority of my day because I'm doing nothing majority of my day. But at the same time, I don't know if I want to deal with the disasters in Florida. Right?
Yeah.
Florida is prone to like hurricanes, right?
The hurricanes, yeah. The flooding, the hurricanes, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to deal with that. Like, I mean, yeah, we got a lot of snow, right? We got a lot of snow, but that snow isn't gonna kill me. Right? And then like, okay, here's the thing, right? When I first talking about gonna move to Texas, and then we look at Texas hail, and then like, I remember Martin was like, hey, for, I don't know, like he's like 10 or 13 years that he lived in Texas, he only saw one hail. And that same year Eric moved to Texas, he got hail that went through his car. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know if I want to deal with that kind of stuff. And Florida has bugs. I don't know if I want to listen to my wife screaming all day.
The mosquitoes are big in Florida.
Mosquitoes, they do have those like love bugs.
Yeah.
Like May and June, those are crazy. I can't drive through those bugs. I cannot. Like I will burn my house down seeing those bugs on my window.
You got those little geckos everywhere.
I'm okay with geckos. Geckos not harmful. They're kind of cute.
Okay.
Right? Geckos not harmful. They eat bugs. At best, my dog chasing around. But I don't think it's gonna bother me. They're kind of cute. In fact, when we went to Lewis, there was one that's like on the wall. We just stare at it. But like, I don't think I can. I don't think I'll be okay with that. And I think I'm kind of spoiled by where I lived. Right? Because when I live in Taiwan, we have a lot of mosquito. But I remember when I was a kid, I never complained about it.
Why, you know, I never complained about the snow when I was a kid.
You never? I did.
No, always had fun in the snow. Always in the snow. Not until you got older.
Come and visit, you'll see. Bugs not really an issue. People, no. I know there's an issue because I've been to Florida in May and June. I have a picture of a car that I rented. I drove for one day. The entire front is covered by dead body of the bugs. You can't even see the logo anymore. The whole front is bugged. I have many times where I flew and then have to go to wait in the airport for the conversion to a different airline, and I'm looking out, just bugs. It's just bug fucking in the middle of the air. All right, that's not even an understatement. It's literally they're just mating everywhere. So it does bother me. But yeah, mosquito, I don't know why. When I was young, I never really bothered with it. I don't think it bites me that much. But when I come to America, the mosquito bites me all the time when there is. And I think it's because it's a different kind of mosquitoes. Like the US mosquito, when it bites you, it itch. It itch a lot.
Yes.
But
Yes.
the Asian mosquito, when it bites you, it just hurt. So pain is a lot easier to deal with than itch. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, because the itching can last sometimes up to 2 to 3 days.
Right? The pain you can deal with. I can deal with it. I mean, we all deal with pain after a certain age. You're always in with pain. But that is not as annoying as itch. So now when you say people have their homes screened in, that means when you get out of that screen, you're seeing bugs everywhere. I'd rather deal with some bugs than shoveling snow and getting high electric bills because try to keep the house warm. Okay. I pay the high electricity bill in the summer too, you know. So either I pay the electricity and the gas bill to keep my house warm, or I'm gonna pay the high electricity bill to keep my house cold. In fact, Florida's gotta be hotter, so I'm gonna keep it colder. So during the summertime, my utility is between 600 to 1,000, you name it, per month. During the wintertime, my electricity and gas bill combined is about 1,000. It's the same thing. Solar panel, my bill is zero. No. Solar panel, your bill is $30,000. You gotta pay for your panels. You owe money on your panels.
Yeah, and that's
Either
for
you pay
20,
it off.
That's for 25 or 30 years, yeah.
Yeah. No. You are paying the bill. Your bill is not zero. Your bill is $30,000. Not only that, you're generating bills for the electricity to generate money. And you get a penny to a dollar for what they earn. Using your property. Using your property. Look at how much they pay you per watts generated. And then look how much they charge you per watt generated. You'll know that you're losing money. Solar panel, your bill's not zero. You prepay for the next 30 years. I pay for my panel and increase the value of the home, plus you get tax credit. That's still not, you still owe money. You still paid, right? When you pay for your panel, it's not kind of prepay for your electricity in the next 10, 15 years, 20 years. Not only that, you added structure to your house on the roof, and you're adding weight to your house. So inadvertently, you're putting weights on your foundation. I don't know if Florida has basement, but you're putting weights on your foundation. So you gotta see it. You gotta see it overall. You see partial of it. I see overall, right? I get the structure. I invest in it, and you get tax credit, whatever. But you still owe that money, right? You still paid, and if you're gonna pay $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. Right? And then that will pay for 30 months of your bills on. Then you're prepaying it. You get it back if you have the right. Trust is fine. No. I've been offered electric panels here. I mean, like the solar panel here. We have those programs here. It's not unheard of, and I refuse it every time. I do not want to have solar panel and a battery at the back of my house. I do not want that. And when you say increase the value of home, not really, because it's an initial investment. If it's not initial investment, let's say you pay over 25 years. When you sell your house, you got to pay that off. That's a debt. And when you say you get it back, well, an investment to get it back in 20 years, that's horrible investment. Investment, like you got to invest 30 grand and then you get 30 grand back in 10 years. That's horrible. That's a horrible investment. Right? You don't expect to invest 30, 40 grand to get it back in 20 years. You get more than that by just putting the annuity, actually. Right? If you had put it in gold last 3-4 months, you'll probably get it back too. Also, yeah, if it goes bad, I recently saw news of somebody got installed a solar panel, and that company went bankrupt and sold to another company, and those people cannot get people to come back and turn the power on, and they've been paying the bill. How much is your light bill, like electricity bill, right? My electricity bill is roughly 1,000. Roughly 1,000. So your solar panel is never gonna generate enough power for me. I can tell you that for sure. Nobody can put enough solar panels in my house on the roof that's gotta generate enough power to go through the way my wife spends electricity. All my stuff is on all the time. My bills are over $1,000 every month. So, if I was to generate power, none of those power gets sold. None of those power will ever be excess and get sold. Okay, you can have 4,500 square feet. That's fine. But how much electricity do you use? How much? When I look at my bill, I'm number one in my neighborhood in terms of electricity consumption. I am number one in my neighborhood in terms of residential consumption. Not something to be proud of, to be honest. It's a bad thing. But even if I put solar panel on my house, I will be using every little bit that was generated and then some. And then some. So my solar panel will not pay for itself. Pool is on plus AC all day. Yeah, I have that all day. And you know how many computers I have in this house running all day? Every single of my light switch, every single my vents, fans, computers, gaming console, TV is all on all day 24/7. Never turns off. Every single of my switch is on all day. Just the routers. I got 6 routers running in this house. 6 routers, high power routers running in this house. I have 2 internet lines going to this house. And I got roughly probably 10 to 15 computers running in this house. And I have my own cloud server running 24/7. No solar panel is gotta handle that much generation. I will be using that generating, and I'm gonna use the power that comes in at the same time. It's not gonna pay for anything. Your pool is running, but keep in mind, your pool is running on that one filter. That's the only thing that's running for your pool, the filter. And AC, it depends how many zones you have. But my AC is running crazy as well. I don't know how cool you keep your house. I keep my house at 68 during the summer. And I keep my house at 72 during the winter. And does it ever turn off? No, it doesn't. I never turn, even if I'm not home. Even if I'm not home, everything's on. The only thing that's off when I'm not home is my gas. My gas is off. Everything else is still on. Back in my day, we got our ass beat if we didn't turn off what we're using it, if we didn't turn off what we were using as child abuse nowadays. Yeah, okay. My wife is extremely afraid of dark. So she turns every light on. Every light.
You need to get those little LED night lights.
You mean the floor lights?
Yeah.
We have those.
Huh?
She can fall asleep with the night lights on. So this is why I don't sleep, because everywhere I go feels like daytime. With the amount of electricity that I'm using, the solar panel isn't gonna pay me back. I'll be using power generated rather than me generating excess power, go to sell and pay for the shit. No, it's not gonna happen. So if I had a 4,500 square feet house, I'll be using more than that. My wife's been working from home. Yeah, I work from home. My wife works from home majority of the week too. But like I say, she worked 8 hours a day and then calls it a day, right? I work 24/7. I'm always awake doing something. And even if I'm not there, like, okay, right now, let's say if I'm not in the basement, I went upstairs, it'll look the same. Everything's still on. Exhaust fans, all that stuff will still be on. And here's a kicker. Exhaust fan is venting my heat out, so my heat had to keep generating the heat. It'll never end. It'll never end. It really depends. Like, you know, some people can make it really efficient. Like, for example, my mother-in-law, when she's staying in her house, she can stay in her house for a whole winter. I'm talking about a whole entire winter, okay? Whole entire winter. Her electricity bill is $50. $50 of electricity. I don't even know how that's done. Her electricity bill is $50. She uses oil heat, and she only like have to pump it twice a winter. It's crazy. I don't even know how she do it. She like literally she's wearing like winter coat at home or something like that. But she keep her home at 55 degrees during the winter and 82 degrees during the summer. I can't do that. But $50. $50. I can't do it. So, and I can tell you, when my father-in-law worked in Arizona, his AC bill I think was $500 a month. So, you can imagine how much I'll be using. Not a pretty one. Like if I move to Florida, I need 2 ACs blasting at the same time. I don't like heat. I don't like heat. Which is funny because I was born in a place that's hot. But I don't like heat. So yeah. But moving to Florida is still like currently the goal. I'm not saying that's impossible. It's still possible. So when I visit, I will see. Okay, here's one thing. Okay, every time I go to Florida, I go to Arizona, Texas, I enter the hotel room. First thing is turn the AC higher. I don't know why people turn into like the 70s, 80s. I'm like, you know, do, go, colder. So I know it's hot. I've been to Florida. It's not like I've never been to Florida. I've been to Florida. We've been to Miami. Hot, humid, disgusting weather. So I know. See, this is the thing about our president, because he's always positive driven. Everything is positive about him, right? Everything in the world is positive to him. And I think that's a great personality because he's very content, very happy of life. Me is always like, what kind of quality of life do I want? And that becomes the problem every time, right? For example, Val enjoys smoking in the tent. It solves his problem. It's nice, and he enjoys it, right? Me, if I'm smoking in a tent, I'll be complaining all day, 24/7. Why? It's because the tent's still not hot enough. Can I put a tent in the backyard? Yeah, I could. But now I'm running the wires, I'm doing this and that. No, that's okay. I'll ruin my house for that. I'll ruin my house. But Val will be happy with that. You know, in fact, Val can really enjoy that as long as it's not like below 0 kind of temperature where he will still feel cold. He'll enjoy that. For me, I didn't work this hard to freeze my ass, which is kind of contrary because I'm living in a state that will freeze my ass. That will freeze my ass off. And I have other things that will bother me too, okay? I talked about this last time. If I move to Florida, it adds another 4 to 6 hours of flight for me to go to Asia. That's annoying. See, that's a problem too. That I have to get over. And that's not something that you can solve, right? You just gotta get over. And it's like, do I want to do that? Because today when I was talking with my wife about it, my wife was like, yeah, when we move, we'll move my mother over too. What's no start tax? What is no start tax? No state tax. No state tax. But what is sales tax over there? Same thing. Sales tax 6%. I don't know. No, the state tax doesn't bother me as much. I mean, I don't work in the state. So I will still get. I still had to, like, the majority of my tax goes to the federal anyway, and it's self-claimed. So that doesn't bother me. That's not a benefit. You gotta give me better than that, El Presidente. To save some state tax, I gotta add 6 more hours to and from when I travel. And I gotta deal with hurricane. And I gotta deal with hot weather.
But you don't gotta shovel any snow.
But I only shovel snow how many times a year?
One time too many.
Oh, but then I had to deal with scooping the water out of my front yard. They're working on no home tax too? Estate tax? I mean the land tax? Real estate tax? Well, okay. When they finally got to the no home state tax, whatever, maybe that will be a better benefit. But you know, right now, you don't pay home tax, but you ended up paying flood insurance. Right? You end up paying insurance, protect your home for hurricanes.
The flood tax is going to be high.
Yeah, you're still paying something. They'll find a way to charge you something. Have you seen that clip where the woman is like, you know, shoveling snow? She's like, we don't have hurricanes.
Yep.
We don't have alligators. Yep. We don't have earthquakes. We don't have this. Yeah, she's doing the snow, but she doesn't have all that stuff to worry about. Just snow. And here's the thing. Here's the big kicker. I can go outside and hang out when it snows. I can't go outside and hang out when it's raining. Is that true or not? Val, when you go watch a football game,
Yep.
do they cancel the game during snow?
Nope.
Do they cancel the game during a hurricane?
They probably would.
Do they cancel the game during a very hard rain?
Nope.
No?
No. The only time they'll delay or cancel a game, it's usually a delay, is if there's lightning.
Okay. So, if you ask me, I can walk around the street when it snows. I can go around places when it snows.
Yeah.
But ain't gotta be that good when it rains. And partially it's my fault because I don't use umbrellas. I don't use umbrella. I do not carry umbrella anywhere.
Yeah, but that umbrella only helps protect pretty much mostly the upper part of your body, because if that wind blows, you're getting wet anyway.
But that ain't gotta bother you when it snows. Right? You walk, you still going your way, and then you go inside, you pat it off, step, dust off, you're good.
Yep.
But rain, you can't do that, you're all wet. You're like a pretty lady that saw Superman. All wet. So, I will say that there's a lot of considerations. I'm not saying Florida is not good. It's still in the considerations. Still in the running. But I have to really consider whether or not it's worth that money. Worth that money. In order for me to move everything and anything over there, I had to buy a house. I had to pay $20,000 to $30,000 worth of moving costs. And I had to move there. That's quite a bit of things to do.
It's a big endeavor. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
a big endeavor.
And here's a big problem. I have a pet. So how am I gonna move my dog over there?
Well, your dog got to go with you.
Right. So either I do a long road trip, or I find an airline that's willing to have my dog in the front seat in the first class seat. Because my wife, I guarantee she's not gonna allow the dog to go into the storage or the luggage area. Guaranteed. 100%. She'll be like, either the dog sits in the front with us or nada. Which means I had to take a road trip and drive my way down to Florida.
Yep. That's what you're going to end up doing.
It's not fun. It's not
But just
fun.
think of all the cigar lounges you can stop along the way.
You know, if I'm gonna do that, I think I will buy a trailer. One of those like moving small house trailer thingy.
Mm.
And then I'll take a small road trip and then just stay in the car instead of hotels. Because the majority of hotels like, oh, no pets. Right? So that's probably gotta be it. But then again, that's another investment. Not a fun thing. Anyways, if it ever happens, it will happen eventually. We'll find out when. And then, you know, like I say, El Presidente, I'm gonna go visit you. So still waiting for that lounge, but we'll see. Right? And it is 11:03. That is it for today. Remember, guys, tomorrow in the public chat room in Discord, we will have smoke together at 3 p.m. Eastern time. CAO cigars. Make sure you join us for a quick smoke. Enjoy the day, hopefully. And then, yeah, that will be it for today. I'll see you guys either tomorrow or on Wednesday. Okay, tomorrow, Wednesday. Hopefully,
All
my
right.
cigar will arrive by the Wednesday, too. So, I'll see you
Very
guys
good.
later. I'm going to go to Discord. Have a good night, guys.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night.